If you are over 60 and drinking beet juice for your circulation, there is a strong chance it is not performing the way you believe it is. Not because beet juice lacks power, it is genuinely effective, but after 65, 3 specific biological changes occur inside your body that quietly reduce beet juice's circulatory benefit by nearly half. And in a standard appointment, almost no physician will raise any of them. Cold feet that never fully warm up, legs that feel heavy by early afternoon, hands that go numb gripping a steering wheel for 20 minutes. If any of those are part of your daily experience, that is not an inevitable feature of aging. That is a specific, correctable nutrient gap. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to close it. I am Dr. William. What follows is a countdown of the 6 most powerful additions you can make to your beet juice to restore the blood flow your body has been quietly losing, several of which double, and in one case nearly triple, the circulatory response compared to beet juice consumed alone. The ingredient at number 1 carries clinical data that permanently reshaped how I approach vascular nutrition in adults over 60. It does not add to beet juice's effect. It repairs the biological damage that has been silently preventing beet juice from working inside your body for years. Before we count down, I want to hear from you. Drop your age in the comments and tell me, are you currently drinking beet juice? And if so, are you drinking it alone or adding anything to it? I read every comment on this channel, and your answers directly shape what I bring you each week. Ingredient number 6. Fresh lemon juice. Before you move past this one, the biochemical reason it belongs on this list will change how you think about every glass of beet juice you have ever consumed. Beet juice produces nitric oxide through a 2-step conversion process. In step 1, bacteria on your tongue convert dietary nitrates into nitrites. In step 2, your stomach converts those nitrites into active nitric oxide, the molecule that signals your arterial walls to relax and widen. Here is the problem. That second step requires an acidic environment. After 65, stomach acid declines by 30 to 40%. Without sufficient acidity, the conversion stalls. A significant portion of the nitrites your body worked to produce never become nitric oxide. You are consuming something genuinely powerful, and your body is processing it like ordinary liquid. Fresh lemon juice contains both citric acid and vitamin C. Together, they restore the acidic environment that the conversion depends on. Researchers at the University of Southampton found that adding vitamin C to dietary nitrate intake increased measurable nitric oxide byproducts in the blood by 33% in older adults compared to nitrate intake without it. Squeeze 1 full lemon into your beet juice immediately before drinking. Let the mixture rest for 60 seconds before consuming. That brief contact time allows citric acid to prime the conversion environment before the blend reaches your stomach. Ingredient number 5, raw garlic. 1 to 2 cloves crushed and blended directly into your juice. What fresh garlic does alongside beet juice's nitrates involves a mechanism that most cardiologists are simply not discussing. Let me tell you about a patient I will call Bernard. 71 years old, retired engineer, 3 years of circulation pain in his legs, severe enough that he had stopped attending his weekly church service because the walk from the parking lot had become impossible. 4 months of beet juice produced modest improvement. 2 cloves of raw garlic added to his daily blend, and within 5 weeks, his walking distance before pain onset had nearly doubled. His vascular specialist documented measurable improvement in his ankle brachial index at his next assessment. Here is the mechanism. Raw garlic produces allicin the moment it is crushed. Allicin directly inhibits an enzyme called ADMA, asymmetric dimethylarginine, which functions as a biological brake on nitric oxide production. After 70, ADMA levels increase by an estimated 25% above normal adult levels. That is one of the primary biochemical reasons nitric oxide declines so significantly with age, independent of everything else you may already be doing correctly. Beet juice delivers the raw materials. Garlic releases the brake. Researchers at the University of Alabama at Birmingham found that combined nitrate and allicin intake in adults over 65 produced a 28% greater improvement in arterial flexibility compared to nitrate intake alone over 12 weeks. Crush 2 raw cloves and let them rest for 10 minutes after crushing. This maximizes allicin production. Blend them into your juice and consume it on an empty stomach. ADMA peaks during overnight fasting, and garlic's inhibitory effect is most powerful at exactly that moment. Ingredient number 4, pure, unsweetened raw cacao powder. Cacao contains the highest known dietary concentration of flavonols, specifically epicatechin, that activate nitric oxide production through the endothelial pathway. This is completely separate from the dietary nitrate pathway that beet juice uses. Think of it this way. Beet juice is a fuel delivery system, sending raw material to your vascular cells. Cacao flavonols are a factory upgrade, increasing the production capacity of the cells processing that material. Combined, the output does not simply add, it compounds. Harvard Medical School researchers analyzing the Cosmos Cocoa trial, which followed over 21,000 participants, found regular flavanol-rich cacao consumption associated with a 32% reduction in cardiovascular mortality, most pronounced in adults over 70. A separate mechanistic study found a synergistic nitric oxide response 58% greater than either compound alone in adults averaging 71 years of age. After 75, endothelial cells lose approximately 35% of their nitric oxide synthase activity. Cacao flavonols are among the very few dietary compounds shown to partially restore that lost enzymatic function. Not slow the decline, but partially reverse it. 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder blended into your juice. Never use Dutch processed cocoa. The alkalizing treatment destroys up to 90% of flavanol content. Add a pinch of black pepper. Piperine inhibits the enzyme that breaks down flavanols during digestion, extending their biological activity by up to 2 additional hours. Pause here before the top 3. Lemon, garlic, and cacao all work on the same primary system, increasing nitric oxide through different entry points in the same pathway. Ingredients number 3, 2, and 1 work on entirely different biological systems that beet juice alone cannot reach. Even if you've been doing everything right up to this point, what comes next adds mechanisms your circulation currently has no access to at all. If this is the first time anyone has told you that beet juice may be running at half capacity without these additions, hit like right now. Other adults over 60 dealing with cold feet, leg pain, and circulation fatigue will only find this content if you engage with it. And if you are not yet subscribed, subscribe now. Every week, I, Dr. William, bring you research calibrated specifically to your biology, your decade, and your body. Ingredient number 3, fresh ginger root, grated raw, never powdered. The mechanism here involves hemorrheology, the science of blood viscosity. After 75, blood viscosity increases by an estimated 18% above normal adult levels. Red blood cells become stiffer and less able to navigate the tiniest capillaries supplying your fingers, toes, and peripheral tissues. Think of the difference between water and lightly thickened syrup moving through a narrow straw. A small increase in thickness produces a dramatic reduction in flow. Beet juice dilates the channels. Ginger thins the fluid moving through them. One targets the pipe, the other targets what flows inside it. 2 completely independent mechanisms addressing the same problem simultaneously. Ginger's gingerols and shogals inhibit thromboxane A2 synthesis, the specific process that causes platelets to aggregate and blood to thicken. A randomized controlled trial from the University of Sydney found that adults over 65 consuming therapeutic amounts of fresh ginger showed a 23% reduction in platelet aggregation within 4 weeks. Combined with beet juice nitrates, researchers described the peripheral circulation improvement as exceeding the predictions of simple addition, a true biological synergy. Grate 1 to 2 inches of fresh ginger directly into your blend. Consume it immediately before a 10 to 15 minute walk. Movement activates gingerol compounds more rapidly, and the combination of mechanical circulation from exercise with the pharmacological effect of the drink produces compounding benefits that persist for several hours after both stimuli have passed. Ingredient number 2, L-arginine powder, the direct molecular raw material for nitric oxide production inside your vascular cells. Consider what you have built at this point. Lemon restored the conversion environment. Garlic released the ADMA brake. Cacao upgraded endothelial production capacity. Ginger thinned the blood those cells are moving. But every factory, no matter how thoroughly upgraded, can only produce as much output as its supply line allows. L-arginine is that raw material. Without it, the entire upgraded system remains supply limited. Let me tell you about a patient I will call Gerald. 78 years old, retired tradesman, 4 years of Raynaud's phenomenon, painful vascular spasms in his fingers triggered by cold temperatures. He had stopped working with his hands, a craft he had practiced for over 40 years, because he could no longer maintain grip below 65 degrees. His physician had him on medication with partial benefit. 3 grams of L-arginine added to his daily beet juice blend, and within 7 weeks, he experienced his first symptom-free week since the condition began. Within 5 months, his physician reduced his medication dose based on documented clinical improvement. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine found L-arginine supplementation in adults over 65 with peripheral vascular disease produced a 22% improvement in walking distance over 12 weeks, with the benefit most pronounced when taken alongside dietary nitrate sources, meaning beet juice specifically. After 70, the enzyme that recycles L-arginine within vascular cells declines by an estimated 20%. Your body needs more of it to maintain the same nitric oxide output it generated effortlessly 2 decades ago. The supply line has thinned. Most people have no idea. 3 to 5 grams of pure, unflavored L-arginine powder stirred into your blend daily. Its vascular effects are cumulative, building sustained plasma levels over 4 to 6 weeks of consistent use. Never take it within 2 hours of a high-fat meal. Dietary fats transiently spike ADMA, the same brake that garlic inhibits. With garlic already present in the blend, that spike is simultaneously neutralized. The combination is particularly potent for exactly that reason. Number 1, the ingredient you have almost certainly been throwing away every morning. Think back to the last time you purchased fresh, whole beets. What did you do with the leafy green tops? If you are like the vast majority of people watching this right now, you pulled them off and put them directly in the bin. I want you to sit with that for a moment. From a vascular medicine standpoint, you may have been discarding the most cardiovascularly significant part of the plant every single time. Beet greens contain a compound called betaine, also known as trimethylglycine, in concentrations 3 to 4 times higher than the beetroot itself. Betaine does not dilate blood vessels directly. It works through an entirely different pathway, one that makes every other ingredient on this list perform more powerfully. Betaine is the most potent dietary reducer of homocysteine found in any natural food source. Homocysteine is an amino acid that accumulates in your blood as you age. Elevated homocysteine acts like a corrosive agent on the inner lining of your arteries, creating microscopic inflammation, triggering plaque accumulation and progressively destroying the arterial flexibility that nitric oxide depends on to produce vasodilation. Every ingredient before this one has been working to produce and deliver nitric oxide to your arterial walls. Betaine repairs the walls themselves. The factory was supplied, upgraded, and fueled. Number 1 restores the structural integrity of the building it operates inside. After 65, homocysteine levels rise significantly in the majority of adults. It is now recognized as one of the strongest independent risk factors for cardiovascular disease, stroke, and peripheral artery disease in older populations. Most patients never hear about it at a routine checkup. Researchers at Wageningen University in the Netherlands found that betaine supplementation, equivalent to 2 to 3 servings of beet greens, reduced plasma homocysteine by an average of 11% over 6 weeks. A study examining the combination of dietary nitrates with betaine in adults over 65 found that participants consuming both showed a 47% greater improvement in endothelial function compared to those consuming nitrates alone. The mechanism is precise. Homocysteine damages the endothelial cells where nitric oxide is produced. Betaine clears the homocysteine. Beet juice nitrates then have a structurally intact, inflammation-free arterial surface to work with. You are not just supplying the system, you are restoring its capacity to respond. Blend the greens from 2 to 3 fresh beets directly into your juice. If your beets come without tops, look for beet green powder in supplement form, approximately 500 milligrams per teaspoon. Add it to your complete blend. Lemon, garlic, cacao, ginger, and L-arginine. Under 5 minutes to prepare. 6 non-overlapping biological mechanisms addressed simultaneously. Drink the complete preparation 90 minutes before your most physically demanding activity of the day. The nitric oxide peak at 90 minutes aligns precisely with the window when your peripheral circulation benefits most from maximum vasodilator support. If you are 67, 74, or 81, and your circulation has been declining, if your legs ache, your hands go cold, your feet go numb, your walking distance has quietly contracted, and you have been told this is simply what aging looks like, the research does not support passive acceptance of that trajectory. Your circulation is not permanently broken. It is nutrient depleted, enzymatically undersupported, and substrate limited in ways that specific, targeted interventions directly and measurably address. Every ingredient on this list was studied in adults your age. Every effect described was measured using the same tools your cardiologist uses. None of this is theoretical. The people who follow this channel are not the ones who accepted just manage it as a final answer. They decided that answer was not good enough. If that is you, subscribe now. Every week, I, Dr. William, bring you research built specifically for your biology, your decade, and your body. Tell me in the comments which ingredient surprised you most and which combination you are planning to start tomorrow. I read every response. Your arteries are waiting for what they need. What you add to that glass tomorrow morning may be the most consequential decision you make for your vascular health this year. If this helped you today, please share it, not for the numbers, but for someone you genuinely care about. A family member, a close friend who has been told the same thing you were, that this is just aging and nothing can be done. I will see you in the next one.